Karnal, the headquarters of district Karnal, is one of the oldest cities of Haryana. It is believed to have been founded in the Mahabharata era by Raja Karna, the eldest son of Kunti. Hence, it is also known as the city of Danveer Karna.
The place got its share of fame in 1739 when Nadir Shah defeated Muhammad Shah here. It is also known as Walled City. See ya.
Dignitaries have their association with the city of Karnal. Late Dr. Kalpana Chawla, an Indian American scientist and NASA astronaut, was born in a Punjabi Hindu family in model town Karnal.
The lesser known fact is that the first Prime Minister of Pakistan, Liaquat Ali Khan, was born here.
This is the tomb of Kalandar Shah, which is situated a few kilometers from the district of Karnal in a village called Buddha Kheda. This was later remodeled a few decades back to preserve its cultural integrity, as can be seen right. This piece of bark kept here dates back approximately 700 years and was used by Pir Kalandar to ward off the evil in young newborn children. This tomb was built by Ghiyasuddin, who was the Emperor of Delhi, in the memory of Bo Ali Kalandar Shah, who is a famous Muslim sage. There is a grave placed inside this tomb. This grave is made out of marble and decorated with carved sculptures. Just outside this tomb, as you saw before, there was a mosque with a fountain and a reservoir in its premises. This mosque was built by Emperor Alamgir.
The Cantonment Church Tower is an old tower situated next to the graveyard. This tower is a rare piece of British architecture and is even visible from a long distance of 7 kilometers. This tower is surrounded by a large ornamental cross. The tower has been named after St. James and was dismantled after the shifting of the cantonment to Ambala in 1841 AD due to an outbreak of malaria. After that, the 12 rows of barracks, with a number of other buildings in the present grass and dairy farm, formed the lines for the two British cavalry regiments, whose parade ground lay north of these. The 12 ranges, together with some of the other buildings, were used for a variety of purposes, such as quarters for employees, cattle shedders, storing of hay, a piggery, and a creamery. The soldiers serving in the army in the period before the malaria outbreak were buried here, and this is therefore known as the soldiers' graveyard. The old central jail was originally the old Karnal fort. It had a curious career. It was constructed by Gajpat Singh, Raja of Jeen, about 1764 AD, and after being successfully occupied by the Marathas, George Thomas and the Raja of Ladwa, it was finally captured from him by the British and handed over to the Mandal Nawab of Karnal in 1805. A year later, it was taken over again for use in connection with the cantonments then being built, previously also mentioned with the graveyard. And it was also used by a magazine. And alongside it has since then been a residence, quarters for troops, a poorhouse, a jail, and a kachari. Dost Muhammad Khan, Amir of Kabul, resided there for 6 months when he was detained at Karnal on his way to Calcutta. And his daughter, who died there, was buried in the northeastern bastion where the tomb still exists, which is now the current Karnal Club. After the troops abandoned Karnal in 1843, it again became the property of Nawab of Karnal, from whom, however, it was purchased by the government in 1855 for Rs 6,000. In 1866, government handed it over to the district board for a payment of a mere Rs 2,000, and the district school was removed into it from the city. A portion of the old central jail was made in 1859 out of 2 ranges of old cavalry stables north of the Kachri. Further additions were made in 1861 and the weaver's shed was erected in 1874 and the quarters for the jailer and staff in 1895.